I'm your host, Annie Bowles, and this is News du Jour. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the News du Jour, a calmer space to consume the news. So we have a number of stories to go over today. They're all on the shorter side, but we have quite a few of them. So let's go ahead and jump in. For our first mini story, Biden's beach home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, is being searched for any lingering classified documents. He's known to work out of both his house and his beach house, so it's possible that he has taken work there at one point or another and potentially left classified documents. So we'll see what they find, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted. Next up, I have to issue an apology along with this. So I had heard several news outlets as well as literally looked up how to pronounce the name Tyree, but I have been pronouncing it Tyre. All online, people were saying Tyre Nichols, so I assumed that was how to pronounce it, but it's actually Tyree. So I apologize for that mispronunciation, and we'll be fixing it going forward, obviously. Tyree Nichols, his funeral is actually happening. It happened yesterday, and it's set to be a moment where people can really reflect on him as a person and not just on how he died. So, this is a big moment for Memphis, and hopefully healing can be found on the other side of things. Next up, there is a storm sweeping through the United States, and you guys know the drill. Thousands of flights have been canceled. Hundreds of thousands are without power, and unfortunately, 2 people have already died in this latest storm. The earth is becoming less and less conducive to human life the further we wade into the climate crisis. And lastly, for today in our mini stories, Andrew Tate's latest appeal to be released from jail has been denied. So just wanted to keep you posted on that. It looks like he's going to be staying in jail for the time being. Okay, those are all our mini stories for the day. Now we'll go ahead and get into our longer stories. So first up, Auckland and Sydney flooding. So in case you guys hadn't heard, parts of New Zealand and Australia have been really going through it. Images are coming out of these floods, and they've been totally gut-wrenching, you guys. Scary and surreal. There's been footage of airports and libraries and roads just completely unrecognizable. It started in Auckland, and now there's also flooding in Sydney, as we mentioned. So Auckland is in New Zealand, and there 4 people have already died due to extreme flooding. And now more rainfall is on the way. They had more rain in a 4-hour period than they'd ever had at one time in recorded history. There has been an extensive earth movement, meaning that the floods have washed away or moved the earth and soil. Countless homes have been damaged, and many people have lost everything. Travel was obviously also disrupted with this extreme weather, and schooling was canceled until February the 7th. And then over in Sydney, 19 people had to be pulled out of their cars by rescue workers because they were stranded and trapped in their vehicles. All of the trains and other public transit services have had to be canceled, obviously. Luckily, with flash flooding, though, while it does come on very quickly and can really trap people that way, it also subsides very quickly as well if the soil can handle the amount of water. So let's hope that there's soil can really absorb things and handle this level of rainfall that they're receiving and not create any giant mudslides like we're seeing in California and over in Auckland. we'll definitely keep you guys posted, but our prayers are up for everyone stuck in these scary circumstances. And next up for today, the mysterious case of the missing monkeys. So it turns out 2 monkeys disappeared from the Dallas Zoo the other day, only to have been found in an abandoned apartment, literally in a closet. The police say they probably never would have found them were it not for a tip that came in about the monkeys' whereabouts, which really makes you wonder who was sending that tip. Anyway, they were first reported missing on Monday, and there have been kind of a bunch of strange things happening at the Dallas Zoo. This is only the latest this month, but the other incidents actually involved animals escaping through holes in their habitats, and they seem to have been cut into the habitat, but at the time, the Dallas Zoo thought maybe somehow the animal cut the habitat open. But now that someone has actively stolen these monkeys and taken them to a closet in an apartment, it definitely seems like a human may have caused the other issues as well. It's possible it's the same perpetrator kind of building up to actually taking one of the animals. But luckily, the monkeys have been returned to the zoo to be evaluated by their veterinarians. And now the Dallas police are on the case looking for a specific individual. They think they know who this person is. They released a picture of him. So if you guys live in the Dallas area, head to the DPD Twitter account and see if you can recognize their guy. And next up, a Mayan kingdom has been discovered. So researchers have just found the remains of a large, unknown Mayan city that was buried underneath the Guatemalan rainforest. This is the kind of thing I live for, you guys, as you know. Any type of historical or archaeological discovery, I'm right there. Putting on my nerdy Indiana Jones hat for a second, indulge me. So this city would have existed about 2,000 years ago, but city is a loose term because this area was actually made up of about 1,000 smaller settlements that spanned about 650 square miles. Some of the settlements even had things like ball courts to play some type of sport, grand pyramids, reservoirs for water collection, roadways, places to conduct politics, and more. They actually used drones and other laser technologies to figure out the layouts of these cities, but they may need some time to obtain special permits to begin any type of archaeological digs and testing and things of that nature. But this is a really exciting development, and I'm excited to tell you guys more as things unfold. And then lastly for today, Tom Brady retires. Gosh, I don't know why this is so funny to me, but it really is. It's the ping-ponging for me, I guess. We're here again, announcing that Tom Brady will be retiring, actually re-retiring. It's been a quick turnaround from initially retiring to unretiring and now to re-retiring. Does this mean he's trying to win his wife back instead of winning trophies? Giselle has been spotted with what seemed to be a lover in a beach type setting at some point recently, and people had been calling for Pete Davidson to shoot his shot with Giselle. So did things just get a little too real for Tom Brady? Did it sink in that after 13 years of marriage, Giselle might be moving on? Does this decision have more to do with her or with not wanting to play ball anymore, wanting to go out on top maybe, or maybe it has to do with his kids? He remains one of the world's most decorated professional athletes, and despite this whiplash, this may be the best decision ever for Tom. He's been struggling on the field, and it's way more cool to go out while you're on top, let's face it. So he signed with Fox Sports to work for them as a TV broadcaster, and the deal was massive, you guys, valued at about $375 million to be paid out over 10 years. He also owns a number of small businesses like the wellness company TB12 that he founded with his trainer, a clothing brand, among other things. So wishing him the best of luck in his future endeavors and hopefully fewer headlines like this one. And that is the news du jour. Today, I wanted to leave you guys with the quote, "You will never be comfortable without your own approval." If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you use to listen. A rate and review or shout out on social media would mean the world to us and help us be able to keep creating the news du jour. But the best way to support all of our work is to become a patron at www.patreon.com/sugarfreemedia. You can also follow us on social media under sugarfreemedia.co on Instagram and just sugarfreemedia, all one word, on TikTok. We appreciate you listening and look forward to telling you about the news again next time on News du Jour.
Broadcasting from Auckland.